Hey there, it's your boy, the Bromo Sapien, your bro, logging in today, giving you an update onto where I'm at. And I just want to start by doing a little check-in by saying, hey, thanks to my two subscribers to my channel. This is a new YouTube channel. I've never done YouTube before, so I'm kind of new, so I'm just taking it easy. You can see the production value is just pretty basic, right? I mean, I'm just doing this on my phone, just having fun with it, playing around with it, you know, checking in every now and then, just sharing some tips, some insights, just really having fun. This is the Bromo Sapien, and I've got a couple printers. I've got this H2S. This was the first printer that I bought from Bambulabs, and then I have an A1 behind me as well. I've been printing lots of good stuff, lots of fun stuff, having fun with the printer, looking to see where this goes. Wouldn't mind seeing if I can scale this up into something good. But again, no rush, right? I mean, I've got other commitments and whatnot. Today's video is about this problem you can probably guess. As you can see, this piece of my printer is sitting in the center of the shot, and it certainly does not belong outside the printer, right? So this is what sits on your extruder. And I had my first nozzle clog. Couldn't feed the filament through. The printer, the H2S, kept giving me errors, so I had to start taking things apart to try and figure out where the clog was. So I have an AMS2, so I went through the tubing of the AMS, which is back there. The AMS was fine, but you can see the PTFE tubes are all disconnected. Pulled out the tube here, of course, looked to see where the black filament is. So I was using black PLA filament from Bambulabs. That was the filament that was caught. Disconnected from here, checked the tubing, right? Everything looks fine. Nothing sticking out of here, out of the extruder. So then I started disassembling the extruder. And lo and behold, what I found was that the nozzle was clogged. And you can see that I've taken the nozzle out, and essentially there's just a brace. Okay, there's just like a bracket that you pull aside. And this is a 0.4 nozzle that came with the unit, the original nozzle. And it's just magnetically held in to here. And because it was stuck, because I couldn't pull it out as easily as they show in support or on YouTube videos, that tells you that it was basically glued onto the extruder from that piece of plastic. So then you go through all the usual troubleshooting on top of this, and you know, turned on the machine, and I went through the panel. I heated things up to 260, hoping to melt the plastic. And by melting the plastic, I thought I could then get the extruder piece off, but I couldn't. So essentially I just did what I probably shouldn't have done. I just used a bit of force, and eventually it did come off, probably because I shattered the plastic that was attaching it to the extruder. And then it came off in one piece. Oh, by the way, there's a sock on here too, just a plastic sock. It kind of feels like, you know, cheap plastic like TPU. You take the sock off first. The sock just sits on here. And then after the sock comes off, then you take off the nozzle. So the nozzle comes off, and I could see what the issue is. It was this piece of plastic here that was stuck in the extruder. Okay, and it was sticking out of the top of the extruder. Now I'm going to warn you, this next image is not for the faint of heart, because this is half of the nozzle. Okay, so the plastic was sticking out of the top of this nozzle, and you could just see it there. And I pulled and I pulled. I used pliers. I used everything I could, and it was heated, and I still couldn't pull it out. And you know, it's a situation where you're pulling on something, but you don't want to pull too hard because you don't want to shear off the plastic. But on the flip side, you got to pull hard enough to make sure that you get it out. And it's the craziest thing, because the plastic, you can feel it. It wiggles, but you just can't get the plastic out. I didn't have a paper clip. And in hindsight, I didn't realize, I found YouTube, but in hindsight, what you could do is you could use this as your paper clip to try and shove it through the plastic. So you would cut off the plastic, and then while the plastic on the inside is hot, you can then apparently, no, it doesn't fit. But some of the YouTube videos were saying you can heat this up and push this through, but no, it actually doesn't fit. So that you can see it doesn't fit, it gets stuck there. So that idea wouldn't have worked. But there are some items you can buy, a no clog system on Amazon, I think it is, and it's basically just a fancy paper clip. You can just feed it through. Once the plastic is hot, you can pull it out of the nozzle. But I didn't have that piece, so I did something else that I saw someone did on YouTube. There's a metal piece that comes out of here, which is the hot nozzle piece. Okay, and it actually feeds into there, and you can see that you could probably see a bit of it there. So it's obviously now it's two pieces because it broke. But what other people were doing is they just pull it out and they disconnect this from the top of the nozzle. This is the hot part. And by doing so, you then just feed a paper clip through or something, you feed it through, and Bob's your uncle, the plastic's out. But for mine, and I wasn't, I was being firm, but I wasn't twisting it or anything. I was turning it, but not twisting it. Unfortunately, mine broke, as you can see. So I'm out $20, $25. So I've got another nozzle coming in from the Bambulabs shop. Actually, I bought two nozzles just to have one on site for backup if this does happen again. And, I think I have a better idea as to how to solve this problem, but I thought I would post this just in case anybody else comes across this. They can just look at it and learn from my mistake, because there doesn't seem to be that much on YouTube. And I'll tell you, the wiki, the Bambulabs wiki isn't great. And just for anyone who's looking at buying an H2S, I wouldn't recommend it. It's a great printer, don't get me wrong. It's as good as the other Bambulab printers. It is single nozzle, as you can see. And now there's a better printer out, the X2D, so you should probably go with that if you wanted to. But the problem that I've had with this is anytime I go to the Bambulabs wiki, a lot of the support, it doesn't talk about the H2S directly. So you're actually reading off support for the P1S or the P2S, and you're reading off older support. So I just don't find that to be very helpful, because you don't really know if the specific steps they're telling you are the steps that would work for your H2S. And the diagrams aren't the same. So when they say remove this screw or remove that screw or do this or do that, it doesn't jive with what I'm seeing here. So I don't find the support website to be that great for the H2S, to be honest. If anybody's looking at getting an H2S, I'd say look, get something more popular, something that more people are using, because you have an easier time with support. The reason why I went with an H2S is because at the time, I bought this only about 2 or 3 months ago. At the time, everything else seemed to be out of stock. I didn't want to get an A1. I didn't want to get a Mini either. Actually, those were out of stock too. I wanted to get the H2C, I think it was. The P2S was out of stock. And so I really had, my options were limited. This one was on sale, surprise. So I just went with this one as my first printer, knowing that I was going to probably buy more printers, and at least I would have learned off of this one. And I have learned quite a bit. So it's a good printer, don't get me wrong. But when it comes to support, not a very good idea buying this printer. So I'm now waiting for my new nozzle to come, and I'll just replace it, put the screws back on, right, put everything back together. It's pretty easy to take this apart, but it was kind of good to go through this. It's the second time I've taken it apart, because I had a TPU mess up, so that was another interesting thing. I was a little excited a couple months ago. I wanted to print out some sandals, and I put TPU in the AMS, but it wasn't TPU for AMS. Not realizing that once I loaded the TPU into the AMS, then I got the error saying you're not supposed to do that, but it was too late. The TPU was already stuck. But that took me 5 minutes. I just took the AMS apart. I found where it was caught, and I just pulled out the TPU, cut it, and that clog wasn't as bad. But this one obviously is a bit more because I damaged the nozzle. So I'm out $25. Not a big deal. So yeah, that's where we're at. So production is at a pause. Just thought I'd just jump in and let you guys know where I'm at. Exciting times, lots to learn. This is a great little hobby that I've picked up. I'm happy I did it. And I'm looking to expand to see what I can do. I got some good things down the road that are coming, but I'm not going to quite talk about them yet. So stay tuned, because I got some great ideas. And I'm just building in the background. And over time, as I release more videos, there'll be a bit more production. The production will improve, obviously, and looking forward to connecting with more people in the community, and looking forward to building some really good functional, practical things. I'm not going to do any of these fidget dragons or any of that stuff. I'm not interested in the toys. I'm interested in doing things that are functional, that you can use day to day, and then moving into something bigger than that. That's kind of my end game. So thanks again. It's the Bromo Sapien here, and thanks for being a part of the community. Thanks for watching my videos. If you want to be the third subscriber, you can have that coveted position of being the third subscriber by hitting subscribe if you like. And I try and put out a video every couple days about the exciting things that I'm doing with my printer, and all the trouble and mayhem that I'm getting myself into. Yeah, so that's it. Hope you all had a good long weekend. If you're from Kazakhstan, if you're American, There's some great basketball happening right now. The Western Finals are on right now, so I'm gonna go hang out with my fam and watch that game. All right, signing off. Have a great night.